Hello everyone, thanks for joining the Twitch stream or the YouTube video. This is episode 3 of Let's Learn Houdini. Let's Learn is not a course, it's not a lecture, it's just my experience in learning. So the main idea is that I would stream that, and if there any of you watching this might add, oh, Jack, by the way, you've done this thing wrong, here how it's done, it will help my learning journey. And as well as if someone is interested in learning with me, amazing, great, but I need to put a disclaimer here that this is not a tutorial of any kind. It's me watching a tutorial and learning from that while interacting with the chat on the stream. All right, now we've kicked this off. Today we will make those corners as we see in the reference right there. We will make those sharp corners that we see in mosques, and so far when I analyze corners in mosques, they don't seem to be very round, and so we will create something that will be edgy as such, and as well be able to let me go to that other reference to do those corners here, for example. That would be nice. So we will create that together today, and we will take that shape for it. So basically I'm trying to follow the tutorial the similar way, but with different architecture, trying to find my own references and do something a bit different. In the tutorial they're creating a church basically, and I want something different, maybe something that represents more my background, but I'm sure you've watched the episode 2 if you come here to the episode 3. And so this is all for now a preparation for a bigger course, bigger workshop that we will start next week on Monday. So that will be the next stream. I've had the opportunity to have affiliate program with Double Jump Academy with their course about Houdini for games. I mean, their workshop basically. If you're interested in how that looks like, we'll put it on screen, and there's a link in the description below. This is the workshop that we will be partaking in. That's the trailer, and it looks something like that. I don't know why I don't have it on full HD. So yeah, we will learn some nice stuff that related to HDAs in Houdini and Unreal. And in order for me to get to that level, I'd have to at least be familiar with, you know, with the workflows, with the interface, with the basics. Grace, that's quite funny. Yeah, so even Grayson will be dropping by to the stream in the workshop every now and then. That'll be awesome. And yeah, so we'll be able to create things like that. So that will start next Monday, next week. It will go over the period of 8 weeks, as you can see here. Of course, if you're interested in Double Jump Academy, again, there's an affiliate link below. Check that out. They have a free stuff going on. You can try those free resources. Yeah, it will be great. So yeah, just try this free trial. You will get samples from their courses, and if you initiate a purchase, amazing, I will get a share of that. But that is not the purpose. I'm trying to make this as authentic as possible, so I will just be learning, and if I suck at it, that does not mean that Double Jump Academy is a bad academy. No. It's like me playing Dark Souls and sucking at Dark Souls, and you know, you watching the stream or watching the video, giving me some tips on how to beat and overcome some hurdles. Okay, good. Now we've done that intro, is quite long, and we will get right back into business. And now what we will do is similar to what we did in the last video, and creating a side profile of this, and then give it a revolve at the end, and then a new thing we will do is to crop it. Is it called crop? Yeah, it's called crop. Clip, sorry. We will clip it. So basically we will make it revolve, and then we will clip parts of it, and then we will use it when we want to create a modular asset, or we will see what we will learn later. For now, I just want to follow the course and have my own assets and be able to follow along, basically. Okay. Today's stream, it won't be that long, so we will go for 5 more hours. And then I will have to stop because I have to take care of other stuff. All right, so I'll pause the recording now, watch more tutorials, and we'll be right back with you. All right, so what we will do today is basically we will take one of those silhouettes that we created before. We will definitely duplicate it, and we will make this side profile right there to make those corners and to, yeah. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's take the perspective, put it to front view. All right, that is looking great, you guys. We will zoom in. I'll disable our template view and zoom in right there. I will also bring back my grid because I will be absolutely lost without it. And we will have to guess the scale here. If I keep going here and check the other measurements we've done to create the side profile of the bigger column we created, we see that maybe what we're working with here, like from the size, from the scale wise, is approximately the same scale of this thing. Approximately the same scale. So what we will do is we will copy almost all of these guys, right? We will just copy them over and put them right there. And now we will, we might also copy the merge just so we have everything, we have a view of everything else. We will disconnect everything here and take, I wanted to actually try group connect with shift clicking on these people right there and connected them. Okay. And now we see if we are getting the same results. Yeah, very similar. So what I will start with right now is each one and give them, so I will view each one of them, and I want to see the points as we see here. And now I want to zoom in our silhouette right there. And I feel like the last part here is missing. So we can barely see the last part here. So I will just go right there and study this curve. And so we are at the bottom now, right? If we take the soft select right there, and now we play with that to make it sharper, and we're getting some nice results. So we will just view that. All right, let's stick with this. We will add another soft transform, and we will add that in the middle right there, because I feel like, how big is this? How big is this part? It's almost as big as this part here. So maybe we create one curve of those, then we duplicate that and make the other curve. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. It's always good to duplicate things. We will take the select tool. We will zoom in here. We will only view that part. And then we will take that point and edit it. So tab edit. And now we will take it a little down right there. And when we view the last transform we've done, it should, yeah, we're getting those weird results that I don't want to have. This is also, all right, so let me do something, since we can manipulate that thing right there. So we will make it maybe do something else than just this thing here. We will try to make it go in the other direction. We need to go in the tens, basically. All right, so I like this thing here. I like this. I think it looks kind of cool. And what we will do now is create this silhouette right there. in order for this to happen, we need that point to be further away. So that is one thing we have to work on. Let's select this one, and no, just this one, and we will create a soft transform again, and we will take that puppy right there. Yeah, that's a bit too far, I think. Let's just reference this. Let's keep it as a template just to see what kind of a scale we're dealing with here. I think that is, let's see the difference between this and this. Yeah, it's kind of good, the scale we're working with right now. So we've had like a little pump here. We did a little pump, looking good, and then it goes in and out. But I'm getting the wrong curve here, or at least I have the feeling that I'm getting the wrong curve. So let me try to play with it. Here we go. That is the type of curve we're looking for. That is exactly the type of curve we're looking for right there. And then we will copy that and we will create the next one. So layout, let's just do that. It doesn't have to be perfect for now. We're just creating some type of asset. Wait, let me fix my ears. Okay. Hopefully I fixed my ears now because I've been hearing myself a lot. Okay, so next thing to do is duplicate that thing, and we will add a transform to do that. All right, so we will duplicate that thing and that curve that we created. It created a selection. Well, we could update that, thankfully. Is this correct? If we click enter now. All right, so are we doing? Yes, that's looking good. Let's template that one so we see what we're doing. So as you can see here, we have copied it 1-to-1. Looking good. I'll just keep it like that. If we look into the reference again here, we can see that it had done one and then another one, and then now we have a challenge of making this happen here. So there are 3 pumps. 1, 2, or 3 parts, let's say. 1, 2, and the third one is quite extreme. I feel like we need a new line for this. So if we take that line here, take the beginning of it, like right there, that should do us good. And let's actually transform it where we want it, right? And this way we will have it where we want it, right there. This is looking good. I can see that this pump here has quite the aggressive angle, so we will work with that now. We will press 2. That's amazing. We'll pick a point right there. And actually, let's try to work macro to micro here. So the first soft transform I want to do is this thing here. So let's click the last point and add a soft transform, and then take that bad puppy right there. Yeah, that should be enough. Like, let's put it right there and right here. Let's see. If I zoom in, I just want it to snap properly. Like I just want it to be on point, like right here. Let's try -6, -0.6. Actually, -0.7. Well, that is not doing its job. Wait, 6.6. Is that the way to go? Yeah. Okay. This looks good. We will play with the range here. Make it go all over it. And one last thing to see is it's going quite aggressive as it did before, basically. But it is not going in that nature. It's more going in the other way around. So like this again. So now we're kind of working with the same concept. And is it bigger than this? It's a bit shorter even. Okay, so like this. All right. And now we will create the pumps. And the pumps should be created, I feel like, before this. So we'll go back here, reference this, and collect the points we want to play with right here. All right, let's just take this as a template, and let's take that point and 2 from here and that point. And now we selected those 2 points. Why did I click Q? I always click Q. Okay, again. And 2 points from the up, and tap free transform, and now play with influence and take those 2 things this way, make them have less influence, make this look more, or give it the value it deserves, and we'll go like right back here. And I feel now if we go right here back again, we could play with those values until it matches what we want. So far we got that pump here, and I feel like the second pump is not doing what it should be doing. So how to fix this? Let me just look at it from the side profile here. We have a very pointy one, then we go inwards, so that is something we have to work on. As well, we have to make it go inwards. Let's see if we could do that through the curve here. Okay, so it is going downwards, definitely. So that is one effect it is doing. Okay, I'm just trying to play with the influence right there and make it match more what we want it to do. Okay, now we're having like some weird values because it went through 2 axes. I think that is the reason. Okay, maybe we planned this wrong. There's always a margin for failure. That's fine. Let's put this back up again. One more thing in order for this to work. Okay, I'm gonna start from 0 again. It's okay to fail. Let's give this another shot by putting the pumps first, maybe. So we'll click 2, we'll put them a bit further away, so maybe 3 points, and 3 points from upwards, and then we'll add a soft transform. We'll put that thing more this way, we'll reduce the effect it has, and we'll give it the curve it deserves, like this one. And we'll put those things back to their point. And now backwards again. And now we will go right here again. This is looking good. And now if we add the curve we want to add after we have manipulated those, so we go to 2, check that point here, plus this point, plus this point, plus this one. I don't want to ruin that curve, that's why I'm selecting all. Okay, I need to calm down a bit with my voice. So I need to select those points so they don't change, they don't get influenced. Again with the soft transform, and we'll make its influence a bit bigger, and we will take that thing this way, and then we will play with the influence, so we put it so much down that it doesn't affect it. And now we got that curve, you can see it right there, it's looking really good. And then it should go this way and it should cover that thing. Okay, so let's play with the curve right there. What else can you do for us? This one, not much. What about this one? Can do this much. Can this do much? Yeah, it can. It looks good. So far, we have some nice results. I feel like we could still add some more polishing if we press 2 here and we pick one of those points right there, and we add a new right there, and we add a new soft transform, and we take that backwards, and now we play with its influence like as such, and now we can play with the curve it's creating. And then again, okay, this is looking good. I will take that as success for now. What I will also do is merge those two together. So one way to do this is I will actually disable this connection, take the merge back here, check these out, and now we can see if the curve are matching. Okay, so first of all, we need a different transform here to fix it. Let's check these connections from here to here. They also have a little pump, and it's a bit like I'm not so satisfied with our pump that we created here in the beginning. So maybe we make it go down a little, and maybe we could play with the values here. So we could see, is there a way to make it? Yeah, I mean, I like this so far. I like what we've created. It's looking very cool. Let's add one more transform, and that one will be here. Actually, can we, after the merge? All right, wait a second. So we will add one more transform, guys, right here. And we will fix the recompute the point. And that will be, where is it? Right there in the 0. Okay, we will take that a little. All right, we will just view it, keep the other thing as a reference. Let's make it so big. That's fine with me. Then here, we'll go back right there. We will select this point right here. Right there. And we will create a transform. Actually, backwards. Let's press 2 again. And we'll select the Okay, let's go with the soft transform. It's picking the wrong... Okay, give me a second. Control Z. Let's view it itself, because right now we're not doing any... What does this do? All right, so now we go back here again, and we add soft transform again, and we take that backwards, and now we play with its influence. We needed a bit of a lower... We need to give it a lower influence. We'll take that back here. We will view it together, so we make sure that it is creating that nice curve. Maybe we play with the influence a little more. So yeah, this is looking good. Let's see if we bring it closer. All right, this is good. This should be good for now. All right, we'll go back right there, view those two. And I'm not so super satisfied by this result here. I feel like one of those need to go a bit further. All right, let's go down a little more. Okay, right there. Take the second soft transform we've created here and take this thing a bit more up and see how it affects the last result. Okay, this is looking good. I feel like this point could use more love, so we'll put those down a bit, take that point again, we will select it and add a soft transform and see if it changes. Yes, it did. And we will take that thing more this way and give it less influence and change the curve. That doesn't help. What about this one? All right, and now backwards again, and this should be looking good. The last one we've made here is not matching. Yeah, should be good this way, I think. And back to the third soft transform we've created, backwards in these axes. All right, I'm not so fan of not creating those soft edges, quite the aggressive edges I want it to happen. So which one did we play with that created this for us? Yeah, I want this to be quite sharp. And let's create it. Excuse me. Let's create that. So yeah, okay, this is good. What about that? What does this thing do? Can we bring more influence maybe? And more down. Okay, does this create our curve that we want? Yeah, here's where definitely experience can play a big role. Because we're not getting those results. See how it goes from one to the other here? And I'm not creating that here and just making it more complex actually. How to deal with that? I need to be able to work with this so it looks good and I like how it goes. I mean, one way to do it, that is just one way to do it. Let's go back to, okay, what is this about? Okay, so if I take this one here and I make it even the more extreme, right? So if I make it go all the way, yes, so now we have created one of those. And so I could copy that basically. What happens if I play with the curve here and there? Okay, nothing happens. I like this, so what I will do is I will add a transform to that. So let's just add it. Let's not select anything, and we just add a transform right there. Okay, and we will have it on the left a little bit for me to understand that this is just a copy. Let's template this one, and we take this one right there. We put it right after it. Without a pump, as we could see, the first ones don't have a pump really. Bump, is this how to say it? So we have like 1, 2, and then we start having those results here at the very last 2 or a very last curve. So by the end of this, we should be able to have something. So I will add a transform. I'll actually select the last point, or maybe the third one in the bottom. And now I'll take I'm just doing the same thing, maybe just to see if it is making any mistakes here. If we are making any mistakes. And I will put it so it goes backwards. However, that type of curve is definitely need to change. I think we need to go with something like here. Let's keep this to 0. And oh my god, and yeah, backwards. How is this doing? It's definitely creating a very sharp pump bump. And I have a very low quality picture here. Let me see. How can we create that? And how point is it? All right. Okay. Let's go back a little more. Is this the right answer here? I guess that's the question. And so it then goes backwards and then outwards again. So one way to test that, I guess, is by copying the same thing here over again. Just trying different things now. Template view, let's see if we put that thing and we connect it back here. And we've referenced everything else otherwise. Is this also referenced as a template? Yeah. Let's check it out. Actually, we need that as a reference too, so we need to merge things at one point. But anyway, for now, we want to test this. Is this working for us? I think it could go more inwards. Yeah, it's a little better. However, I feel like the soft transform here needs to go. Let's copy that one. Connect it here. Does it copy everything with it? Yeah, the same points. That's good. But the transforms are different. Let's reference this to it. Okay. Wait. Okay, so it kept it. That's weird. Alright. I mean, what happens if I now make this soft radius bigger and we take that thing in the minus? Wait a second, what is happening here? Ah, okay. That is due to... Okay, wait a second. So here, if we create that curve, we lower the influence. We maybe make the influence even more. Just slightly more maybe with the point. Slightly more. And now we play with the curve even more. Okay. Let's see. What am I missing here? What am I missing? Let's see. Transform that back a bit so we have it right there. And then it should create, I mean, how does that look like in comparison to this thing that we created? I like this thing better still. Okay, let's just create a merge here to see a direct comparison. A better one. Okay, connect, connect, and connect. And now template. And now go back here and view it in comparison to this one. Which one is better? I still like this better. Okay, for now, we will stay with that one, although there are elements here that I like better with those, for example. So I'll just keep it disconnected for now. What is the last thing we've done here? This thing here. Okay, it's not as pointy as the stuff we've done here, but for now we will go with it. We have merged and we will transform it away, and then again we will pick those 2 points and we will transform again, but the normal transform this time. We will reference the one behind it only, view the last transform, and then we will bring both of them in the scale to 0 in one of the axes, so they are at the same length, and then we will take them to 0, 0, 0. Let's see, maybe there's a, like if we take this one with the middle mouse button and we go with the point 0, 1, maybe we're able to go in the middle. All right, again with the point 0, 0, 1, and we just slide that thing in position. What would happen if this was 0? Interesting. What would happen if this was 0? Nothing happens. Okay, good so far. We have to make them join. Well, first of all, I'll just scale them slightly inwards so they are at the same line. And that could happen with this scale, as we've seen before. Let's go into the 0, 0, 1, so 0.001, and we just scale them inwards so they have a straight line. All right, and now what we will do is, wait a second, go down. And before we merge them, how did we do with the other one? Did we merge them and join? Okay, yeah, we did. So we have merged, we have transformed. Let's take the transform a bit down. We will join them together now. Here we are. And this will look as such. And then we will just make sure that our points are actually aligning and they're connected everywhere. Looking good. We will go back there. And now we will add the revolve modifier. So revolve, give us back our revolve. There we are. All right, we will connect that revolve to it, and then we'll go back to perspective view. Here we are back again. It's creating us this nice column, right? But what we want a sharp edge, and we will clip it. So I will definitely first check our shades. Let's go with viewing it first. How is this looking? Okay, we see that the same mistake or the same problem we've had before is happening. So I will view this thing again, and now check our values. What is not matching here? So we can see that it was a bad idea to join them before, because now we have lost some ID. So when I bypass that, we have the original thing. So what we will do is disconnect this from the revolve, and the join, also disconnect that one. Take the join maybe beneath the transform values, and see if that changes our last results, because the faces were flipped. And now we put it into the revolve and see, yeah, it's better. It is looking better. However, we need to uncheck swap rows, and now we have it unflipped again. Good stuff, guys. We will add the flat shade. And now we will actually reduce the number of the division to 4. Actually to 4. All right, so now we have another column. We could keep that as a column, but what we want is the corners. We want the corners, guys. How to do this? If we now to... Which one of those would we need? We have 1 corners, 2 corners, 3 corners, and 4. Okay, so in total we have 4 corners. In order to clip that, let's add the clip first, and then we could check what is happening. So here is the clip modifier. Connect that puppy here. Okay, and we will check now right there what is this thing doing. So we will press enter, and we see that it's deleting right after the right you know, where the thing is. Okay, so just to make it easier for me, and then we have the distance here, so we could manipulate that to take it wherever we want. I'll go in the set view and actually the top viewport, and I'll only mess with things until they are in the top viewport visible. So here 0, here's 1, enter. That is looking better. I will take the revolve and add a transform from that. Transform my friend, yes, correct. Connect me right there and give me a rotation of 45 degrees. Not in that axis, but maybe in this axis. Here we go. And now the clip will help us determine the exact angle we want to work with. So for now, I just want to check in the perspective view again if we're cropping through the whole thing, if we're clipping through the whole thing, and we are actually also on the zero. We're perfectly in the 0, so we're clipping right through it. We will duplicate that right again, right there, and we will delete this and clip right after here. We will take the direction back to 0, and we'll add a 1 here, and now we have a corner, guys. That is amazing. And if we need more corners here, we go back to the revolve. We actually, all what we need to know is to remove the template here, put it here again. And now as we play with this, we should be able to play with the division, the revolve right there. And let's say we need 6 corners, and that should give us this result right there, which we will be able to use. Maybe not a 6 that we need here. Maybe we need a 7 in order to get a decent corner, a better one. Let's see, let's add a 7. All right, that won't help. Let's try a 5. All right, this is the thing we're looking for, I think. No, not necessarily. Let's try more. So what happens if it's a 3 division? Would 3 division even work? No. Okay, so let's try a 7. That looked a bit different. Let's try an 8. All right, so basically what we're doing here that is the perfect one to add a variant of the corner, basically. Okay, fair enough. I feel like we need extrusions now slowly. So what I will do is copy paste that thing right there. And now I hope we will learn how to comment on things sooner. This will be 8 corner. And this will we'll make this into a 4 corner. I just want variants of this corner. And now we will go back right there. We will manipulate the revolve again right there and add a 4. And here we have a 4 corner. Looking good. We'll go back right there. And now we will select with the select tool. And we'll go to edges. And we will select the loop right there. Let's see how we could select the correct edge loop. Shift, double click. Okay, we don't want that part, so control and drag and drop. Good. And now we will add an extrusion. So extrude. Let's see, extract, extrude, alt. Let me actually check which node here is better fit for this operation. I'll go right back to learning, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go back here. All right. So what I don't like, well, first, just so we have it, it is called poly extrude. This one is the one that we need. But what I mean, let's just try it. Come on. We're gonna just try it here. Here we go. You see how that is not creating a nice edge? And I think that's due to not having at least a margin here. And that is an edge, like in the middle. So what we will do is, first let's try to play with this one. So we see if it would extrude along the normals or output back. Let me see, twist, we don't need that, divisions, cool. Point normal, and now it's going this way. Okay, we don't want that. We want this one, but we want this to extrude in a better manner. Okay, so we'll delete that thing. We'll go back to the revolver. And we now to the revolve, and we will play a little bit with Gizmo here to add more details. So here, when we added this part, as you could see, we are able to add a hole in the middle. However, this won't be good enough for us because I think in the maintenance here, we need to be able to change that from the line that we created in the beginning. And so I will just take that here, and this should give us a little hole, and that hole will be created with the revolve, transported again here, and then again in the clip, and at the final result we're here. Now what we will try is to select again. We'll select the edges again and just check if this would work for us. Actually, what was it? Shift A, and it should take us right there. Okay, that's good. We will add an extrude, pull extrude right there and check if this worked for us. Yes, that works. That gave us a better result now. I am at least happy with that. We will make another pulley extrude right on the other part as well. Just checking if we could do it in an easier way. Give me a sec. Continue, you guys. I've checked it out. It's quite simple. We will go back right there, select our edges again that we want to extrude. Let's try the 3. 3 gives us the edges. Okay, so it's a bit different than Blender, of course, which is to be expected. Shift A, select right there, and give me the pulley extrude, and we will basically put a similar value. Let's just take 1 here and 1 there. Looking good, you guys. We have 1 here, and now we need just 1 there. And now we have a corner. this corner can be transported into a mirror modifier, and then we could make a whole square. So we will do just that, and we will add a mirror modifier here, and we will make it okay. Just let me check that so I don't mess any settings or anything. I'll be right. And we're back, you guys. So it is as I thought. It's quite simple. I'm always so afraid of mirror modifier, but this might come from childhood trauma, because when I used to work with it in 3ds Max as a child, it always didn't work for some reason. But we'll make it work here. Let's see how we could make that work. All right, we're just gonna keep it simple. Here we go. We'll have it like that. We have 2 corners here, 2 corner, and we can make it as big as we want. Hopefully we could manipulate that in the future. Okay, we're just gonna copy the same thing and now disable the connection, because that is not the connection we want. We want it right after the first mirror modifier we created here. And now we want to be able to spin it, which wouldn't be so hard. Hopefully enter again, and that's not the one we want. That is also not the one we want. How to just extrude in or change it in one axis. Okay, I'm sure there's a way. I will just keep playing with those until I get the way. Yeah, that's the y-axis. Here we go. We just had to be a bit more patient. All right, you guys, we have a full corner now. Let's just play with it. What would happen if this would be a different angle again? If we go with 6, we will have a whole disaster to solve. But we will not do that. We'll just go back to 4, even 8. Does 8 change anything? It just looks a bit better, but we have definitely the wrong edges here that we extrude from, and that is to be expected because this is not a flexible workflow we're going with here. I think we have to create a new one in order for us to have 8 corners. That's fine for now. It's not like we are the Houdini gurus yet, but maybe we'll get to be in the future. Anyway, so this is how it looks like for now. We will explore the possibility to add an 8 corner here. So let's just view it right there, and then view our clip and the 4th clip, and from here we will be able to create an extrusion. So let's copy this one over to here, delete that part, take it right there, and we see that it has the wrong edges selected, but that is easy to solve, you guys. We just click right there to 3, and then Shift A all the way. Shift. I have to get used to it. Shift A right there. Enter. Should extrude it, but it is definitely extruded now in the wrong, in the complete wrong direction, and that is due to. Let's see what is happening in here. Why is it doing this thing right there? That is quite interesting. I wonder what is causing this, but I guess it is really the rotation or the division, or that the thing is on a slight angle. What we could do though is we could add a transform here right there. Let's try and test it and see if it would do any changes, honestly. Let's select 3. Actually, we didn't select anything, so let's select 3, Shift A, and here again. Is this now changing anything? Enter. It is not really changing much, so we will delete that thing. We'll go right back here, select the edges we want to select with 3. Okay, it is already selected for us, and we'll go with the transform. And now we will keep that as a template actually, and see what type of deal we're working with here. We can see that the normals here are quite all over the place. So what we could do is bring the scale. Can we though change the thing from local to global? How to do that? How to change the gizmo to global? Is there any way, an easy way maybe to do that? for now, I don't know where to look other than Google, so let me pause that. Okay, so one way to fix this so far I found, just by trying different things, is in the transform itself. There is a local to global that you could change, but it still goes. I mean, this looks better already, but I think at least, if we bring it like right there, or to a value closer to the line, which we could change from here. All right, this is straight now. This might not, it is not straight, but this is the important one. So let's fix that one, and then we could talk. All right, so we fixed that one now. I feel like we could, well, so far we have only transformed it. We haven't really extruded. So if we go to the extrusion here, all right, so let's view the extrusion. How does that look like? We're having some polygon issues, right? But how serious are those? So let's take that one in the x-axis, or in this axis at least. See, yeah, this is definitely happening. There's a primitive here that we don't want to be. But otherwise, there's more deformation right there that I'm not a fan of. I wonder what's that? Why is that happening? Now which one were we playing with? Okay, so in the extrusion itself, not in the transform. In the extrusion, there's this where you could change it from local to global. Okay, that is at least a better setting for now. We will just go with it and see how that will change things. We'll do another extrusion. Obviously, we will. Okay, so we'll do it right from there. We will press 3 to select the edges, Shift A and click, and then tap that to get a pull extrude. And that one will also be, will go from, okay, so you have to press this first, and then you have to change it to global, and then you should be able to change that. Okay, this looks good. What is the value here? Minus 1.0. Let's just keep it to -1, and the other one as well. So let's check them both from the top view. So set view, top viewport, check them out. What do we have? Is this a straight line? Is it not a straight line? What is happening? It looks like a straight line. Good. This one is problematic still, of course. I don't know why this side is problematic and this side is not problematic. Might be worth looking into in the future, but for now we will just go with it, unfortunately, because I have nothing to work with otherwise. All right, we have a -1 value here, -1 value here. Although, can this not be a -1 completely? And where would that be? Okay, so it's going somewhere else. Yeah, there's something horribly wrong with that one. It doesn't matter for now. We will just keep going. Like, you could see that this has no deformation, but here it does have something. Something is not really being completely correct, and I really don't know what is the cause of that. Maybe something to do with the settings here somewhere. Must be something that is just not working properly. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. It sucks though. And maybe it is the value of the clip. Maybe we should just put it a bit lower. No, it's just that doesn't want to work. However, we can see that the extrusion still works, which sucks because it shouldn't really work. It shouldn't work because this boggles my mind right now. But it is what it is. We'll accept it as it is, and we'll keep going with the mirroring and everything else. So in that sense, let's just copy those two, and we put them here. We hook them right there. Here we are. And this should theoretically work for us. Yeah. Let's give it a set view perspective viewport. Looking good so far. We have that yeah, this here, guys, this here is just, yeah, it's sad, but damn it, I really wish we could fix that, honestly. Because it will be really worth it to fix it. Is this transform doing anything that it shouldn't? So let's just connect it to each other and check the mirror again. It's still doing some crazy stuff. And I really don't know what is the reason of that. That sucks though. Let's see. What happens if we to add a transform from these faces right there? Shift A, clicky, and we just okay, here we're here now. Press 3, Shift A, click. We will add that into a transformation. So we'll just give it a minimal transformation. Is there a way we could my god, why is this like that, guys? Can someone help me here? This really sucks. Okay, so scale 0, this will change things drastically. We don't want that. Something similar to that, maybe here, scale 0. That won't work, scale 0, and that won't work because unless it worked. And one way to see that is it's not working. Damn it! Why is this pivot so weird? Why is it so weird? Can we fix it by adding values here? Like -30, for example. Okay, I'm trying to find a compromise here, because it should theoretically it's just a slight rotation that is happening, and I want to know why it's happening. So if we to go in the front viewport here, and now we try to play with the rotation a little bit. Okay, we want it to go to a value where it's supposed to be. So this has to be there. All right, so and this has to be fitting here, and this has to be fitting here, and this one has to be fitting this way. This one has to be there. Are we now returning the values to their origin, or are we just messing around with things? So basically for now we just changed the values of the pivot, and it's creating some weird stuff. Yeah, that is not nice. Well, that is that, I guess. I give up on this. Fortunately, it's not working. If you know how to make this work, please hit me up. And if not, that's fine too. We'll just stick with those corners for now, and we'll give them our full attention because they have actually worked. That is nice. Okay, good for now. We'll go back to watch some more tutorial, and I'll be right and record that. So what we've been working with so far been a test of a concept to see if the problem could be solved, and now we could make it procedural. What was not procedural, for example, is the join. So far I understood it, so I will bypass that, and we'll add something called fuse. So the fuse is right there. We will take it, and somehow it is not working still. So what you could do is just make the fuse the final thing and join them right before. Okay, so I guess that could work. Let's see what else is there. The extrusion, the poly extrude, should have been done by a different method, because if you were able to see it here when we've added more corners, it broke. So let's copy this. Actually, I will make another one and just bypass everything here. What happens if I group select and just bypass everything? Okay, that's good. Let's try to add something called group. Okay, so we will go and remove the mirror for now. We'll do that a bit later. Let's try to add a subdivision. Does this work if we add a subdivision here? Subdivision, subdivide. Okay, let's see how that works. It's changing the whole thing. And what happens if we view after the pulley extrude? How does this pulley extrude work now? It doesn't, because it's still taking it's calculating different faces. Well, okay, but just for testing, we will risk it. Doesn't matter. Shift A, this one. Right, Shift A and click. All right, this, Shift A, this, enter. Okay, so we have the same problem from before. Okay, so what I will do right now is delete the subdivide thing. I will go with more corners. Give me 12 corners, and we will make even more corners, like whatever. We'll go with 18 corners. And then instead of having a pull extrude, we will have something called group select. And this will be a bit of a different method now, but it would not matter much. I'm just making a whole new column thingy, and we'll just make it work. Okay, this looks good so far. Looking good. We will go after the clip, after it's been clipped, and after it's been transformed. What does this transformation do, actually? And is it affecting the result here? If I were to delete that transform, just going back here a lot, is this going straight? No. That was what was happening, so that was the solution for this. Is it really? Let's see, mirror again. No, it's not the solution. Okay, we'll just go back then and learn the group method. So we'll just be here again. And now we will, oh my god, look at that here. Look at what is happening in there. They butchered my boy. Oh my god, this is horrible. What do we have in here? I mean, is this thing not in the middle? What is happening? Why is it creating all those problems? Is there something wrong with our... Okay, wait a second. What if we... Okay, let's return things to 0, guys, because we're getting some extreme weird artifacts. Maybe that is the problem here. Maybe we've added values. No, we didn't. It's just weird. Okay, it doesn't matter. So we will stay here. We've given this quite... all right, so let's just stay here right now. Stay in the real world. Give me a 30, and please let's clip, and the clip again. Let's see how that looks like, how clean our cuts are. Okay, we have some cuts. Does this have any rotation? Is there any value that we're not happy with here? It's clean cut. It's a 1. Nothing else is happening. Okay. And then we should be able to do some extrusion using different method, which is called group. So we will go with the group here and just put it right there. And now I will go and learn more about those groups. I'll be right back. Shaders. So yeah, we've learned now that group works a bit different. So they have rules, and you can't have... you can for some solutions, but for our solution right now, you can't enable 2 values here and expect it to work as it's supposed to be, because there is different ways to merge them together. So there's values where they could... we will see it together now. So for example, if we enable the keep in bounding regions, which is something we want, and we will see that we have that box that will basically give us the that bounding region. So first of all, I will move it here. And that will be our, I'm just gonna repeat it. It will be our bounding region. And I'm repeating it for me to understand. And so I will squeeze it down there. And squeeze it in that axis here. Right there. Okay, and we will go back to perspective viewport, squeeze it upwards, and change its bounding. Well, what I will do is also give us a lot of margin here for different shapes, and this way it will allow us to have different ways of making those corners, and that is proceduralism. You can't have it go through edge names or edge numbers. You have to give it a different way to associate the data so it stays flexible. Now I will go to the viewport on the top just to see how much it's intersecting, and we see it's going way too deep into the corner here, and we don't want that. We want it to be around here, or just intersecting so much that it just intersects here. Okay, so far so good. We will go back to the perspective camera, and I will show you more what I mean with the boundaries here. We'll just change the selection to edges. We'll take that one, press enter again, and we'll be right back with you guys. Yeah, I'll come back. All right, guys. If you're not getting a view of what is happening in that bounding box, first of all, we had a mistake here, and that is we didn't connect it yet. So first of all, you need to connect it and then go back inside of here. Make sure you're selecting edges, for example, and then you have to also make sure that you enable the view. Now, as you modify the bounding box, you could see that you are actually selecting faces, or selecting, it's just showing you how deep the box is going, the bounding box. All right, so far so good. We will see a way now to make it recalculate. So in a way where it says, hey, everything inside of this minus all the faces inside, and only take the edges outside of it. And I'll show you in a quick way now how to do that. We will copy and paste our group. We will delete this connection and make it connect to the group itself. And now we have the initial merge. We could replace, so basically you're putting those values again, or you could unionize them or intersect. We need to be able to intersect. We will disable this bound box here and enable include by edges. And now we should, if we are lucky enough, be able to see it. And if I'm missing something, I'll just go back and learn. All right, I have forgotten one more step, and that step is to tick unshared edges. And it says here, it's a parameter, and it groups all points, primitives, edges with unshared edges. For edge groups, an edge is added to the end or to the group if it only has one primitive adjacent to it. Okay, I don't understand that quite well, actually. That should have fixed our problem, but as we could see, it's still there. It's not selecting the loops. Might be something, we might be missing one more thing. And that is, I think, because these edges are not closed. That could be our problem here. I'll check it and let you know. So we will start troubleshooting, guys. We will go right here, and we will join just like we did yesterday, and it's a step that I've forgotten to take. I will go back to this join, and I will type on 2 now, select these two, and type join again. So join, so we'll have 2 join nodes. That is, wait a second, what is happening here? Okay, 2 again, select, tab, join. All right, something is not working, so I will force it, join right here. And now I will select 2 points in the 2 points, and hit enter and make the tolerance back to 0. Why is it not working? Because we're not viewing it, right? Why is it not working? This, please just select this point and hit enter. And now it's still not joining. Okay, so what I will do is delete this and check it out on my own. I'll be right back. All right, I've reviewed how to do it. I have completely forgotten. So what I will do is just add another join, and we'll be right there. And we'll connect it, actually. Here we go. Okay, and that one will have to say wrap last to first. That is how we did it last time. We will view it, and we'll give now the tolerance value. And here we go. All right, this looks nice and easy. And now we will go check each step on its own. We fuse them, and then we have used the revolve on them. Here we go. That is the revolve right there. And then just quickly, let's see if this actually solves the problem here with the pulley extrude. And it actually doesn't. So that is fine, I guess. Although, I might know why it's not working. Let's take this as reference as well. Let's take this as template. And let's go inside of here, select the edges again, and we need to add one more edge to that. This one, enter, and now we check if it's working. Not really, there's still something wrong with this thing. Let's check the mirror modifier if it will work. And we still have issues. Okay, that is fine. We're not gonna be concerned about this because now we're just focused on proceduralism. So I'm gonna not be distracted again and just keep going here. We'll bring the template back there. All right, so we have made a transform, and we have made a clip and another clip, and we will view that only now. And then we have we wanted the group thing to work basically, so we'll go there and we will select it. Actually, is there a way? I don't know how they are doing it actually in the course, but I guess one day I will learn it. No, stop going through the values. Let's give it more margin in this way, because if we create a bigger one, then we have more stuff to work with. I'm just gonna, let's keep it where it was. Let's include, all right, and now with the next groove, we should be able to see that it's selecting the edges, hopefully. Let's select it and see. All right, so unshared edges. Is it the intersect the correct one? The union? No. Replace? No. Intersect? No. Subtract? Now this should be able to show us that it's selecting the edges. However, maybe the thing is too big for this still. Wait a second, let's make it a bit smaller. Let's go in the top view just to see things a bit better. We're facing a lot of issues, but it's part of it, I guess. All right, let's go back to the perspective viewport and check if this group had worked. It's not showing me that it's working. So what would happen if we, let me check, I'll be right back. All right, until now I don't know why it's not working, but one theory for now is that we need a bit more space. So I'll just do that. Try to give this a bit more space. What is this? Okay, it's just rotating it. That's cool. Let's try to give it more space in this way, and then in this way. Maybe just in this way. But it's still somehow, okay, I'm just gonna make it a little bigger. And what else is there to do? I mean, what about this transform thing? Do we make it a bit bigger here? Okay, maybe this would work. let's go back to here and try to figure out new methods to do this. We needed to stay in the 0 here. And let me try to think. Let's see. All right, so what happens if we give it... I don't like it anymore. I don't like this 0, 3. Let's see how that works. How is it going to work otherwise? Okay, we made the inner circle a little bigger. We go back here and we check if it's working. Yeah, something is not working. Damn it. Is it the point? Is it something that has to do with edges? Select, shift. Are those not edges? Shift double click. Is this how to... Yeah. All right. So what is not working here? And why are we not getting a selection? Here we're seeing that we get a selection. Right? Enter. Okay. We're getting a selection of some sort. Let's make it more deeper so it selects more stuff. But why is it not selecting the stuff inside of the boundary right there? So we need to see that, right? For it to work. All right, now we have selected some part and they make a complete loop. Just try to fucking understand this thing, man. Why is it not working? And then if I go here and I view it and enter, still nothing. Why is it not working? I have no idea why it's not working. I don't want to get too frustrated with this. Maybe we need to give this... I don't know. The only thing comes in my mind right now is it needs more points. So 90. Let's triple it with points. And now you can't tell me that you can't see that, right? Come on, man. Oh, why is it doing this to me? Okay, wait. So now at least we have... let's just press enter. How many of it is it choosing right now? We need less of those. But how are we doing on the top part of it? And where am I not seeing it the same way he sees it? Ah, wait, we need it here. Okay. We see that it's selecting at least 2 here. Let's make it select a bit more, maybe. Yeah, okay, 3. And now we should go here and be able to see... Oh, damn it. Just checking one more thing. I'll be right. All right, so we'll try an experiment. So we'll make a group again. All right, and we'll just connect the clip to it. And then we will make it just do that thing we wanted to do with include by edges. And then the unshared edges. And we see that this is also not working. And the reason it's not working is... I really don't know. What could we do to make it work? All right, give me a second. All right, you guys, we have a solution so far. So there's a lot of steps to make this work, and yeah, it's just computer have limitations, and they need to understand the logic you're trying to, you know. So for us humans, for me, I'm like, why is it not working? I want it to work, but you know, computers need a certain logic to go after. So one way to make the logic work is to give this a name. For example, we will call it Jack the Generalist. Hope I didn't butcher my name. And we will create a new group, right? We will call this group the same name. Otherwise, it will go, it won't know in which group we're talking about or we're operating in. So now we hooked it up. we do the same thing. By the way, we did that. You guys weren't watching. One of the important steps is to change this from primitives to edges. So we will do that, and we will change this to edges. Now we still have it on replace existing, but I just want you to see that it would work if we include edges and then unshared edges. And now we should see only the loop on the outside. And now the logic will work of the computer. Once the group name is the same, it will actually understand that it would only need the bounding box and interact with that group name. So it needs some type of identity to for it to work. It won't work if two groups are different. And this is to add on the... It will add a layer of complexity to Houdini now, but at least we will get it. So initial marriage will be no replacing, so it will do something with the value, and that is to intersect. And now we have only the outside loop of that object. And so now we could play even with making this a bit bigger. So in case we have a bigger mesh or a smaller one, we could always make this work. So here we are. We have gotten the outside edge. We've made it work, guys. That's amazing. Now we will pause this and I will see what comes next, and I'll be right back to you. All right, so of course, Jack, the generalist, need to go. So we will go with saying, let's give this some efficiency, I would say, or a way for other people to play with it, or for us to understand it at least. Which axis is this axis? Is it... all right, it's the X axis, and this one is the Z axis. So this one will be called X, or selection X. All right, we will call it the same name now, otherwise it won't work. And now it works again, as we've seen before. We will also add... We will basically just copy paste this thing, make it work together, and now we will see how the group name will affect a lot of how this thing will work together. All right, so now we have selection Z. I have mistaken here, and then again selection Z. And here we go. And so we will take that thing and we will change its boundaries. Not this one, not the... All right, so this one, and then again this one, and then now we have the other part selected. We have a good margin so far, looking good. And then we'll see if this works now on the other edge. Yes, it works, guys. We did it. We made it procedural. We made it work. That is amazing, you guys. Okay, so now we will see how we can make those group actually work together and make an extrusion. So give me a minute. I'll be right back with more information. Okay, it seems to be quite simple. So the way we would do it is we'll go back to our pulled extrude. But in order for us to understand, I'll call this extrude in the X, and this one will be called extrude in the Z. Extrude Z. All right, so which group is which? So we will just connect them. And this one will go here. Boom. And this one will go right there. And let's see if these work. All right, so what do we have in here? Where is this extrusion going? And so here we should be able to have selected this one. And we have no extrusion. Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So one way to make this work and why it's not working is because just the same reason when you select the wrong thing here, you have to re-click there and reselect the correct thing. What we will do is just completely delete this and call it the name of the group. So in this example, it's selection X, and I hope I spelled it right. Wait, let's actually just copy paste it from here. And here we are. We can see that it has a certain direction. I hope that in the course they will also face the same problem, so we could fix it together. For now, I will actually try to fix it by hand and try to go right there again and try to fix this now on our own. So this will make it bigger. Is it on 0? It is on 0. And here, this will make it bigger, this will make it smaller, but it should be able to change it procedurally in theory, right? We'll keep this back, we'll give it a 0 value, so we'll send it right back, and we'll continue from here with the extrude. And we see that it had extruded on the other side as well, and that is due to the huge margin we've given it. So we'll take that back a notch until it doesn't happen anymore. And yeah, that's part of learning. You know, you fail, you fuck up, and then you learn, and then you keep going. So we have here, the group is called selection Z, so we will just rename it, and we will take that down. Actually, we won't select it in that matter, but we will do it this way. Same thing here. We will take that one and take it afterwards, and then the same thing here. The group of selection is called this selection Z, so we will be right here. The same thing with the selection Z. We need to fix the margin again, so that is something we could fix right there. So here we are, and we'll take that back a notch, and we will use the other one as a template, and we see that it worked. All right, that is looking great, guys. So far, so good. Things are looking well. Now one thing I want to change or experiment with a little bit, if we to make the divisions here fewer, what would happen? If we take it down to this value, for example, does it change its directory? I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff happening. Let's trace something with 12. That would make it actually look fine. Look, it's looking good. I like it when it's kinda sharp and it's not doing like smooth transitions. It gives it a handwork type of feeling, and also this mosque feeling we've seen before. Now, so we will enable the mirrors, and we will see if those mirrors still work. So 1, 2, and bypass over. Let's do that. Looking good, looking great. All right, you guys, we've created something unique here. Looking great. We will save that actually. And then we will learn even more stuff. I will be right back at you. All right, you guys, that we have made into a procedural workflow now, but we need to check our curves, and we need to see their numbers, basically, more or less. So I will go back to our join here. I'll make this front view as we were working with. One way to check if your line has fused correctly is to check the points and check this thing which says display point numbers. You check it, and then you start seeing that if this is the first number and the last point is the last number, then you are in a good or in a procedural workflow. You kept it going like pretty well. So we have 0, then it goes up to 30, 40, I don't know if you guys can see this, 50, 57, and then it goes all the way to 58. That means our first point and last point are correct. It could be that because we copied things over and over again that it won't be. Then we need a fuse, and we need to change the value of the fuse. That is what the fuse does. The fuse, if you change its value here, it will basically fuse things together, and it will give it a resolution. So here, for example, you can see it better here. So the more fuse you apply, the less resolution it will have. This is good for games because some games can't handle a lot of resolution. So something as such could actually benefit from. And now we could see if we go to the mirror, hopefully nothing has changed and things are working. pretty well. Let's see, set view, viewport, and things are welding well. Why? Because our selection is not a selection of numbers, but a selection of group, and the way we have managed to make that work is quite smart. So we are able to actually put quite the procedural element and flexibility here. So if we increase that number, it will work with it. And we see that it is actually working with it. I love this about Houdini, that when you actually put an operation here, it keeps it. Like, it doesn't just change the number, so you could actually see what happened. Like a way where you could look into history. All right, so our curves are quite, our lines are quite good. They're acting quite well. Let's check our other lines here and in the other effects we've created. So we'll just go right there now and check if those numbers are correct. So what we will do is we'll set view and front view, and then we will go to the numbers. 140, 49, and here we have the 119, and that is a perfect example of unfused problem. So let's go to the join again and check if this had solved it. 116 is still a problem. Let's go back here. We see that we just transformed it. All right, so what we will do is check what this thing have been doing. Okay, the transform should stay. Join again should stay. That's fine. However, all right, let's check that one out now, guys. That last join had actually fixed the problem, but I feel like before this happens, we need to have a fuse just to make things work better. Just want to check what this transform did. Nothing really. It didn't add any value, so let's go with the fuse now and try to fuse it until we don't see any broken numbers, so to speak. So let's see, 145 and 116 still broken. We will still change it until we don't see this anymore. And we still see it until here. So there is a problem, a major problem. That means like some of them are not joined at all. Where does it start again? Like, where does it start from 0 again? Right here. But that is quite, that's actually quite, what the hell? Like from 0 to 88, what is happening in here? Heh, that is weird. We'll delete this one and we'll go here again. And we see that it starts with 0 and it ends with 145. And the transform here, what does that do? It just takes it to the other point. And then it does the revolve on it. Well, I'm not sure if we have to fix this one, honestly, but it's good practice, I guess, to check. We will know later if we have to fix it. But why didn't the fuse fix it? That is the thing that is making me now question things. Like, what is this join doing anyway? What is this one doing? Why is it not joining this point with this point here? And why is it going to 80? All questions need to be answered. Let's check if there's any slight change in the depth of them, but there is none. Is there any tolerance here to change? Okay, so this should be doing the closest end, the connect close ends right there. And is it doing it actually? Why is it not showing me if it is? Is this merging now all the points? Weird. We'll just go back a bit and we'll change the tolerance just to check if it is connecting anything. Here we go. There is something happening here. It's taking 2 points. All right, what is the bias doing? And what does this do if we put it to no tolerance whatsoever? It still really doesn't help. In the V, what does this do? Nothing. And wrap last to first, keep primitives, only connected. Interesting. One starts here and the one ends there. Although we joined them, they are not quite joined yet. Okay, let's go back to its original value and we try to fix it from a different point. Yeah, those were the values. Let's try to fix it from the transformation. Is this the one? No. Is this the one? Yes. Okay, let's take this one and add an edit on it. And okay, wait a second. We don't need that. Okay, so 2, select, edit, transform. All right, take it to this point right there. Go and check on the join here. Still its own thing. Weird. And this one is giving us which type of values. We're just gonna go to zoom out and it is fixing everything. This one is fixing a lot of things. All right, I guess it is fixed. So because we have a 0 and 145 here, that's good. Let's see here. These, yeah. All right, so let's keep this. We will just check the column that we're creating here. And let's just click on it. And here again. And we will go before the transforms, before the revolve, like right there. All right, let's check that one out. What do we have in here? Give me the front view right there. Zoom out. Okay, so first value 180, last value 149. That's not good. Let's check if the join had fixed it. 145 and let's see, 203. That's still not good. Let's see if this had fixed anything. We'll go up a little bit. I don't think the transform can fix anything. Let's check if this join had fixed anything. 0, 203 looks good. In between, it's not going in weird numbers, right? Yeah, looking good. All right, and then we will add a fuse here. So fusey, all right, right there, please. And now this should control its resolution. So we'll just do that a little bit. So, okay, we'll view it first because right now we'll take this as a wireframe. It's too much. All right, like this is fine. Yeah, maybe a little tiny bit more. Okay, a tiny bit more, not less. And we went from 200 points to 130 points. Okay, so that is good. The fuse is good value to actually have. We'll go back right there. We will see that we still have a lot of points here, so it needs a fuse to take the value a little down because it's a bit too much still. Let's take this and keep the wireframe as a reference. Yeah, this can go way less. Yeah, with less points. Okay, that's good for now. Let's keep it and let's view all the results together. Give me a minute to go back to perspective again. And so, yeah, this looks a bit, yeah, it has less points for now, and it is procedural, more procedural at least. And we'll just keep going, learn new things, guys. And let's just disable this, disable the points too, and just look at this thing. Looking good. Here it has some issues, but that's fine. Okay, let's also look at the thing we just built. This thing, the corners, looking good too. Let's delete the other attempts just to have this one attempt working. And then we copy it, paste it, and have variants of that. So one would be, for example, yeah, show me that. And I will just play with the divisions here to 4. And here we have one that goes just in the corners as such. We will call this one 4 corners. And this one will be called 16 corners, 12 corners, sorry. 12 corners. 12 corners. All right, looks good. And then these will be like right beneath them. So we have them, and these two right there, right here. Good. And then we will copy these and make new ones, just so ideas can stick in our head better. Right there, and we will call this one, we'll give it like 32 value, right? So we have a smooth transition here. However, we're having some issues with the mirror. Could be due to having a lot of edges now. Does this happen with all of them though? Here, what is the issue? All right, let me just have it. All right, no issues, right? Other than here. That could be due to the crop, I think. To the clip. We have a clip here, clip here. Then we have extrusion here. All right, extrusion is working. Extrusion here, that one is not working. The reason for that is unknown. Unless the selection Z here is playing around with some values we don't want it to play around with, such as going too deep, maybe? No, it is not. Maybe going too deep here? No. There's something incredibly wrong with, yeah, one of the things here. But, yeah, I don't know what is causing this thing here, other than having a clip issue, I guess. I mean, come on, what is the issue here, guys? Let me check. This is the... All right, where's the other one? Okay, we're gonna have to change it on our own. Right here. Okay, let's have it in a 0 point. No matter what I do, unless it's at the end, it will fix it. Interesting. So that is quite interesting. How does it look like before the clip? Okay. So basically taking it too early would cause issues, but here we have no issues. And then at the end we are good. Okay, what does this say? What is this result doing? It is clean. What is this result doing? It is clean too. All right, this one is not super duper clean, but I think we have the same issue here with the clip. The second clip needs a bit more adjusting for some reason. A bit closer. Nah, no matter what you do, unless it's like here. All right, this one, it doesn't want to be fixed, as we can see. For some reason whatsoever, it just, there's something horribly wrong, and it's in both axes. Is this an issue with the group, for example? Is this something we could solve by, I don't know, making it deeper maybe? No, it doesn't solve it. Okay. Well, we'll have that issue, I think, as we go. It sucks though. Yeah. For now, I don't know how to fix it, but yeah, bear with me until I know how to fix it. It sucks regardless, but I can see that the clip here is not working like I want it to be working. But yeah, it's just not doing what I want it to do. And distance is the thing that, yeah, still it's just, yeah, it doesn't want to work. But is it something I could actually manipulate until it works? No, it doesn't want to work. That is, yeah. I mean, 0 should be the actual value that we need here. Is that in the revolve? Is that an issue in the revolve itself? I guess it is. But if it's on 0, then what is the issue, basically? I don't get it. Maybe it's something in the transform bit we have added here. Yeah, is it? I mean, it should be this one, right? Yeah, something here is not, but it's not changing much really. It's still given the same. Should it be a bit further away maybe? Yeah, that is more the result of something we could fix with the clip, I guess. Clip 2. Let's see if we could fix that. No. It doesn't want to work. Okay, it doesn't matter for now. We just gotta keep it like it is, guys. We'll pause and then we will be... Okay, guys. So one thing I've learned so far is that this thing with the fuse we've done is kind of true, but at the same time, it's not. So, what we need is, I'll go back right there, and now we, maybe not those are hard to navigate, so I'll go to, let's actually go right there, because these are quite easy to understand, and they have fewer points. I'll go now back to front view. As you can see, we will re-enable the points and the point here. So we will do a couple of changes, guys. I want things to look a bit different, but let's do it a little later. I will skip the fuse here because for now I want a different method for this to work. Actually, this one was quite clean, but there was one issue with it, and that is, well, that thing is a bit weird generally. Wait, let me just check here. What did we change? What did we change here? Okay, what did we change here? We added a new one and one more, right? All right, so that one is not helping us because it has a lot of points. Okay, so that is a bad example. One more example. Let's go to a better example. I think this one could be the better example here. Let's go to the merge and check it out. Where is it? Right there. Okay, so that's the better example now. Because at one point we have transformed these last 2 points, and this will allow us now to make this more procedural. So the thing is, guys, now if we to change the line here, the points, things will look super duper weird. How can we fix that problem? Well, the main issue here is, as we've seen before, is calling the transform values here as 0 and 59. Well, we can't do that, right? We need a smarter system to do this. So the way we would do this is right after the merge, we need a way to bring things to bring those numbers to something, to break down those numbers to something more logical. So for example, there's something called the sort node, right? Sort node should give us new ways to sort those numbers, right? So one way to do that is we could check the points here, because we're changing the point numbers, not the primitive numbers, and make it by y-axis. And we could also make it by z-axis or by the x-axis. For now, it's by the y-axis, and we can reverse and see that the points are actually changing. Let's have it 0 from up and 59 by down. And I will also add a little like complexity to all of this. We see here we have a disconnection that we could actually work on by going into making those things join each other. So let's join them, and we click right there, and we should be able to connect these two things and these two things. Now they're connected. Go back to the sort node. We see it starts with 0 and it ends with 58. The only problem here is if one of those, and I will just make a screenshot right now and explain it to you. So here we go. If it's calculating by the y, right, and it's going from top to bottom, every time a point is intersecting, it's giving it a number. However, if the curve here is going like this, which sometimes we need to make it work like that, we could see that this will get a lower number than this one, and this is incorrect. So in order to prevent that, first I will add those details right now by checking one of those values here and just make it go upwards as such and inwards as such. And now this should actually make it break more or less. So we see it goes 21, 17, 15, 12, 9, 7, 8, 11, and etc. It goes like that. That thing should not happen. Now, one way to prevent that from happening, to prevent these numbers from occurring as such, we need to go into the vex. We need to code some stuff, guys. And we have coded some stuff, so it's not a big deal. So we will go into the wrangle, and we will go and play a little bit with the vex. And there are ways to make this work. One way is that we need to access some attributes here. So far we have the points as attributes, and we could still play with the values that we've provided here. Let's see what we could do. I will check the tutorial one last time so you guys have a smooth sailing from now on. All right, guys, so we could, this is just like any other language, you could add logic to it. So we will add logic now with the if. Then column and column close, just so we don't forget. So now we will call the add pit num, which is the point number, and we will tell it if the point number equals, in our case, yeah, just let me navigate and see if it equals 59, because it's, if we check right there, it should tell us there are it should tell us that there are 59 points right there. So we will tell it if point number equals 59, then, and now we have to open a new type of expression, and that is the if expression, and it needs a different type of brackets, so it knows when the if started and when it ended. And now we need to tell it, give it a new type of attribute, and we will call it now end, and we will set it to 1. So far we have, and we need a semicolon at the end. So we so far told it, hey, if the point number equals to 59, I want you to create a new attribute and assign it and call it 1. And give it the number 1, integer number 1. Okay, so what does this mean? So if we go into the spreadsheet here, we will see, or nah, not here, but in the wrangle, because we've established it right there. So if we go right there and we go to the spreadsheet in here, we will see our end attribute, and it will only have the value of 1 by, okay, we need to change the 59 to 58, because for now we don't have a 59. And then we go to spreadsheet, and we'll see that the end now has the value of 1. So far we have told it, hey, if the number here is 58, I want you to put the value 1 here. All right, so what we will do is we will copy this over, and now we will add it right there and say if it was 0, then I want you to make a new attribute called start and give it the value of 1. Actually, we could actually keep it to the value of end. We could keep the attribute at end now. So what will happen now, we'll have a 1 at the 0 and a 1 at the end. So it should be right there, 0, 1. And 58 has 1. However, the problem here is we're still dealing with the numbers. What we want is a flexible way. So if we to change the point numbers here, it will go with it, right? So let's do that. Right now it's just not doing it. Okay, so let's make that dynamic and let's make it work together. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, just to visualize this for you guys, and the reason why it didn't work right now before is because we have connected this right there, but our way of selection in the next transform, not this one. So let's just connect this directly. Then we will take this one connection, delete it. We will take, give me a second. We'll take this one here, put it down, put these together. And now we'll put them up again and take that transform right there, because we need to be able to work with this one, which says 0 on 59. That is the one we need to see. And that one actually takes those values and transform them. Like we could see it right there. Those are the things we're dealing with here. Okay, so if we connect this now to the wrangle, it won't do much because we didn't tell it what to do. So what we need to tell it to do is at end. So now it will work with the end attribute and only when it equals 1. So far it should be able to, well, we added a lot of space here. And now it should work. Exactly. It's taking the 59, the 58, and the 0 values. And if we view it here, we see it cleanly happening. However, the problem that I wanted to show you before is right there. If I had to change the number of points now, we see it's just not gonna work as well as we thought it would be. Like, especially when it comes to the 58. For now, the 0 is doing its job, but the 58 is not working, and we need a way to put a cap on that, right? So let's see how we could make that work. So we will go back to the wrangle right there. So we have sorted in the y-axis, and now the wrangle in that aspect here is not working. I'll let you know how that works. All right, so to make it more dynamic, we have to add a new way to find the number. A new dynamic way, a way where it could go and get the number of points. And one way to do that, there's something called endpoints, which means number of points. And if we now to add endpoints, we see it right there. That's the value. So if the point number, and please go into the endpoints, is 0, and then minus 1, because if it goes now into this here, it will have, all right, let me show it to you. We will copy this, paste it. Let's just keep it right here, bypass. And we will just take that thing here, the endpoint. We will delete everything else. We will just see how that works. So if I add a new integer value, and we will call that attribute Jack the Generalist, because it could be anything. Generalist, it doesn't matter. Equals, I think, endpoints 0. Let's see how that works. We forgot the semicolon right there. And if we now to go to the spreadsheet, we will see that the number of the points. So what we're saying is we added an integer called a generalist, and we said your value is the number of points. That's it. But if we now to add minus 1, for example, that will give us 58, hopefully. Just go back right there. So it should, if we go to spreadsheet, it'll give us 58. And that is the number we want. No matter how many numbers of points, we want the number of points in total minus 1, because that will be the ID number of the last point. All right, makes sense? And now we will Control Z some stuff so we are not confused until the duplication is not happening. Okay, so what we did is we said if the point number is equal to the number of points, so if the point, where is it? If the point numbers of all of those is equal to the point of number, to the number of points, which is whatever the value is. So if the point number here is, in our case, 59, and it equals to 59, then we want to give the we want to give the attribute end a value of 1. And we did the same thing when we said if the point number is equal to 0, then end will also be available for us to work with. So the reason the endpoints is here and not down there is because the beginning of every number is 0. However, like we saw before, and I will show you again, if we now to increase the value, all right, so now it will work, of course, because we've added something that works. If this was like it was before, I'll just gotta delete it and give it a 58. If this was like it was before, we need a semicolon, right? What did we miss? What did we miss? Just checking. Okay, I just forgot a bracket here. I will just add it then right there. Okay, so this is how we had it before, guys. We said if the point number is 58, put it in the end, like give it this value of end. And then we said if point number is 0, put it at the end. And then we changed the expression of the transform from point to point, and we said, hey, remember that attribute we just made? We called it at end. Go to it, and only when it equals 1, this is your selection. Okay, so we go back right there to our value, and now we see 0. The beginning of every curve, the beginning of every line is 0. That thing we don't need to change. However, the end of the line is the problematic one. Why? Because if we add now more numbers, we will see that the end is the one that is actually having the problem here, and we don't want that to happen. Even if we have a lower number, now we don't have an end anymore, and that's problematic. Why? Because it's so fixated on the 58. And one way to fix that is to go and access our number of points, so endpoints right there, and give it the column in and column out 0, and we still need to add the -1 to it. And this way it will get the number of points of the line. In our case, it's 76, which will... So the number of points right now is actually 77 because it counts the 0 with it. And we told it to -1 from it, so we are at the correct ID, the point, the ID point, or the point number, the correct one. So we need it to -1 due to the 0 here. That is just mathematics, guys. And now, no matter what thing we have, it should work. That is the explanation. Now, we went through the whole thing to understand how this thing works, and now we have this dynamic way to stretch, give it more values, and do whatever we want. For now, we'll keep it at 30, but that is how proceduralism works, guys. We need to understand how this thing works. Okay, so now this thing is fully procedural because we have created a system that calculates the ends. All right, so no matter what we change here, it will stay, it will just calculate where the ends are and will deal with it, right? And at the end, we have mirrors and everything is working. We just need to check if everything is working, of course. We will go to perspective and we see that everything is working. And we've also created a smarter way to extrude because of thanks to our group selection. Okay, so that is proceduralism, you guys. I will take a little break, drink some water. We'll be right back with you for more on how to do this. Okay, we'll go back here. So guys, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I will save whatever we created here, go back to our object, and we will call those mosq. Actually, I have to write mosq like this. Column. Yeah, that's fine for now. We will continue later. And we will add a geo again, geometry, and we will go inside. And now we will learn a bit more about theory. And that is, if we add a circle, here we are, circle polygon, looks good. Here it is. We will just enable it, only this thing, and click on it. I don't know why I'm still seeing the other object. I hope. Yeah, let's just disable the view of it. Okay, let's make it a primitive, or let me see. Okay, uh, uh, let's keep it polygon, and let's make it open arc, and let's give it more divisions, and let's keep it on 180 degrees as such. And then we will remove its primitives. So we will add an add, and we will make it do exactly the opposite. We'll just make it delete the everything else. So all the edges will be gone now. And so we will only be left out with points as such. And then we will create a tube, for example. And then we will make that tube a bit more prominent in the axes, for example. Let's actually view it. We will need to just change a couple of stuff when it comes to its shape, end cups, or where to see that, how to change it. Polygon, okay. Triangles, whatever. End caps, add vertex normals. This one, we'll just change its radius like this, and here too, and 0.1. All right, so let's keep that here. And now we eventually, what we want is to spawn those, to spawn the tube into each point of the normal, and we'll see how to do that. So the way to do it is to add a copy to points. So it adds a copy to each point of this thing, and we see it has 2 ways to connect. So let's take that and put it in here. And now we should be able to see. All right, let's see. Did I put the points in the wrong direction? Let's try this here and this one there. Here we go. I just put them in the wrong direction. Let's take the height and make it go down. Take the radius, make it go down as well. All right. Now we need to go into the 0.1s. All right, again. Here, 0. Yeah, and then here again. Let's make this 0. And then we need the height to go also down. We need this to go lower value. All right, now we have something going on, but we see that they're not facing any direction, and there are ways where we can make them face direction. We will explore those just in a sec. All right, so we will try that real quick now. We will add something called pulley frame. There are different ways. We'll just go now with the node way to do this, and then we'll go into the vex just to understand how the software works. Okay, let's go into the scale here. There should be a scale, like this one right there. All right, we just reduce the scale a little bit so we're able to view things. Okay, we'll go back now to this pulley frame we just added. We will view only this thing, and we can see that it is computing the normals, so the normal name, and it's adding a tangent value. What we could do is disable that and change the value of the tangent to n, and which will make it translate into normals. Here we go. And so when we do that, we should be able to see a bit of a different value, and that is, you could see how those things are spawning. They're spawning into the direction of the normals that was created from the tangent. Okay, so what we could do to view it even more is add the normal. This one, let's hide the points, and we could see that how the normals are working here. We could see them going in a certain direction. Okay, now the question is, how could we actually prevent this from rotating as such? Just gonna hide that now. How can we not make them follow that rotation and make them just follow one rotation? we will go and explore that just in a bit. All right, so the next step is something I still don't get to 100%, but I think most of the things we could learn by doing and then try to assess and try to understand what is happening. So if we to create something called attribute create, so we've played with this before actually. So we'll add an attribute create, this one. And if we to call this up position or just up like that. All right. And now we could give it the value of the y in up. So what it is doing right now is basically saying if it is a facing whatever is how to say that, let's see, y is always 1, I guess. And if we look at the spreadsheets, for now there's nothing. If we put it in between, it should have a spreadsheet. Or wait, what does it have? Normal, position, and up. And if we have a spreadsheet here, we have up value and it's 0 all the time. All right, so one thing we forgot to do is to change its integer value to vector, or it is currently at a float, so we will need it to be a vector, and we need those to be on 0. And then now I should be able to check the spreadsheet and it should say something a bit different. Here we go. It's giving the y a 1 and everything else is false. So here we have a 1 value in the y, and that is how we want them to align, but I'm still not quite sure how we will calculate that. All right, so give me a second. I'll pause and I'll be right back with you. All right, for whatever logic there is in this world, somehow changing the name to lowercase actually fixes the problem. And I've changed it to minus just to play with it a little bit to have a different result. So, oh, wait a second. All right, so I'm back. So if we switch this to -1, here we go. It goes in the minus as such. And yeah, it's just the up. For some reason, the attribute name, this is annoying. It's really weird because, like, is there a value here that is called up that it's referencing? Attributes from target. I don't know. I don't get it. But for whatever reason, guys, it worked, you know. It is what it is, I guess. Weird. Just weird. Yeah. Okay, so we'll... All right, now we will go into learning a different method how to create this. And a different method could be, and I will just put those aside and give them a bypass for now. One method to create it is through code, just like anything else in this world, it seems. So we will create a wrangle right there, and we will connect this here. And so the value we want to change and create is, first of all, we will announce a value that is the normals. So we will say vector at n. Now we created a vector value and it's called n, which it goes to the normals in Houdini. And we are currently saying the value of the normal equals to the value of the position. And this will basically take the position value of each point on the circle, and I'll show you right there, right here. So the position of this circle is going this way, and the position of this circle is calculating the value that will put it right there. from the relation of the 0, 0, right? And so we're saying that the normal orientation, the normal vector orientation is going this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. And this should create us now a different value for the normals, which should be visible if we create... Okay, let me pause. So I clicked on the wrong thing, unfortunately, and it is this one. So we see now that the orientation of the normal is the same of the orientation of the position, which is just going this way. All right, and now if we hook this up to the copy to points, it should give us this thing right there. We still have to manipulate a couple of things to get the rotation correctly. And that is to basically cut the 2 other channels from the vector and get only the correct channel through. So we're masking them, and we will see how to do that in a minute, or in a second actually, for you. All right, so the way to do it is, first of all, we need to treat it the same way we treated the other one, and that is through putting the attribute create thing that we just created, and we will put it beneath the attribute triangle. We'll put our attribute create that we created before. And now what we need to do, and we see a difference in how it's showing, and I will just show you guys how would that look different. It looked like that, and now it's looking like this. I think we need a different scale for us to be able to see it fully. Let me just get that correctly done so it's more visible. All right, we'll make it a bit shorter. We'll make it a bit bigger. Generally, yeah. All right, so this is what's happening now. I'll put it into front view just to see it a bit better. So that is what we're having now. We have created a mask of some sort that have masked them to a one direction, and that one we could change here, either with 1 or, you know, just changing the channels here of the masking. Now they're doing nothing, and if we do it here, it will do something completely different. If we do it here, it will do something different again. If we want them to face the upward position, we will have to change one more thing. So if we take this one, now it's following the normals in a certain way, and if we to change the orientation here of the rotation, say for example 90, this should change some things with. Yeah, here we go. Now it's changing a lot. Give it a bigger scale, a bigger height, just quite a bit. Yeah, just like that. And this should allow us now to... Okay, so what is happening here is that I have no idea what is happening. I'm just learning for now. And we see if we disable the up thing, the up attribute, if we bypass it, it should still work regardless. So that thing didn't do much, which makes my understanding a bit better now, because that is the position. And if we take that thing in mind, we check its normals, they're going out from the position, that's their orientation, and then we have enabled the actual correct rotation, so they face a certain way. Now they're facing upwards as such. Okay, that I understand. However, the masking method here, I really don't get much. It's just what it is right now. I don't get it. Maybe I'll get it in the future. Who knows? We will see about that. We will pause this and continue, and then we will start a new chapter, I think. But let's keep going. Let's just keep learning, guys. Here, and so now we know how to copy things on points. We need to copy more stuff on points. Let's see how that's done. So let's create a new circle. No, don't jump back, please. Okay, we will create a new circle, and here we are. Amazing, cool. That is cool. We will hide all of this stuff. We will bypass everything from the beginning. And so this circle now will basically spawn us even more circles. Let's see, is this divided by 4, guys? Let's see. We'll just put 12, divide by 4, is it 3? Okay, so if we divide this with 3, we should get a 4 value. It should be working. Okay, so this one, show it to me, please. We will want this to be... Okay, let's just keep it like it is. We will now add point to copy points, exactly. And we will add a new circle that will spawn on the circle points. And we will do just that now. So this will spawn, this should be here and this should be here. And if we view it now together, we see that a lot of points got spawned. And you know what? We don't need so many. So one way to do it is something called a group range. So group by range. And we will hook that up to it and view it. Okay, so group by range should allow us to play with things and make them spawn a bit differently. So first of all, we need to select points because we're actually manipulating points here. And please, every time you select 1 point, skip 3 of them, for example. And this should allow us now, you see it right there, it's selecting 4 points. If you can't see it for whatever reason, the color of your screen is not showing it to you, those are yellow. So if we skip 2 of them, you see it selected 1, skipped 2, selected the other, skipped 2, and we just now allowed it to skip 3 of them. And now this is the result of it. We're basically just dividing it. That's what we did in the beginning with the calculator. We were able to see that the 12 number is divided by 4 and the result was 3, and this is what we wanted. We wanted to spawn 4 circles on this thing. However, if we just take it like it is, it won't work right now because we need a blast. So we need to delete the other points. So we will add a blast and we will have a blast. Okay, so blast it. Boom. All right, and now connect. Amazing. And we will see if that worked for us. We will view the points, and it doesn't seem to have worked completely. And that is due to us creating this thing right there. So let's create it here, I think. Let's see if this would work. It is working, looking good. I don't like that it's blasted it with numbers like that, but what can we do? For now, this should work. I wanted to delete the non-selected, exactly, and now we have this result right there. Then, as we know from before, if we do change those, it will it won't work. So I guess we'll come right back here and find a more dynamic way to create this. All right, so now for now we'll just hook that up right there, and this should give us 4 circles as such. We will take the size of those circles, and damn, do they need to be a bit smaller, right? Here they are. Now they're smaller, and those don't matter how much division they have, so that's good. That means we can work with efficiency as such. Okay, that looks good for now. We will continue watching and let you guys know what I learned new. Let's play with some Boolean values, shall we? All right, so we have this circle thingy, and we basically, I would like it to have more resolution. So I will multiply it by 2. All right, so we have now 24. I will also multiply this thing by 2. Everything will be everything will be multiplied by 2. In order for this to work again, we need to multiply it by 2, I think. And the blast now should actually blast. All right, wait. Let's keep this to 0. Oh my god, now we have definitely changed a lot of stuff. How to get this thing to its original value. All right, this looks good. And now, all right, we can see that we are close, and that's the value we want. All right, this looks good. We will basically recreate the blast. We will recreate the blast. That thing, there's no way around it. So let's go back right there and we create the blast again, and we will take delete non-selected right there. Attempt to access an object that no longer exists in Houdini. What do you mean? So delete from non-existent. Okay, wait a second. There's something not working. Here we go again. Let's view only that. All right, and now we will blast that. Good, and we'll delete non-selected. So we have 4. That looks good too. We will view that right there, looking good. What we will do eventually is to take this thing right there, and this thing has to be, I think, here for me to understand. And I will add a merge now. So I will merge them together right here. So you will be here and you will be there. All right. So let's see. It's gonna be an interesting salad. Yeah, we see that their normals are flipped. That is due to the operation here, I think. That would need some fixing. Apply to points, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where to go now. Blast is working, group is working. Give me a minute. Back here. Okay. So let's remove the merge. Let's take the boolean. So let's play with boolean. Here we are. Let's take that value and stick it up here and this one there. And now we can see like a vague way to see them. But what eventually we would need is to tell it that this is not a solid, but a surface. And this is a surface. And we see that it's getting subtracted. What we would need as well is after this copy, we need to add a transform. Transform. All right. So, and now we will hook that in here and we will basically keep that as a frame. All right, we need to connect it and let's keep that as frame. Let's watch this going and let's get the scale to 0.7 maybe. All right, and now we see that it's gonna cut from here. Let's give that circle more details. Let's give it more details here. 20, maybe 50 even. I just want that cut to be clean, and it is now quite clean. Yeah, I like this. Looking good for now. We'll see how we can take this forward. So I'll pause now. I feel like I need to tell you about those things. So union would put them all together. Intersect will only take what's in between, and subtract will basically subtract A from B in this case. You could make it the other way around. In every example, I think, even in the intersect. Intersect will only take the in between because it doesn't matter. Shatter, I have no idea where to use that thing, but let's just go with subtract and A from B. I just wanted to explain that to you guys. All right, see you in a bit. So one thing I want to do is definitely keep them in the same resolution. So I will take that transform, and actually one thing I want to do as well is change their size. So I just want to change their size to something much smaller, and I want to keep that as a reference basically, just to see where they are at the moment. And then I'll take their transform and decrease it a little bit. Right there, it hits the point. Good. And we have 50 of divisions, so let's see if we could put 50 divided to 4. Is it work? No, it doesn't work. So we want something that is divisible by 4, which is 40 definitely. So let's go with 40. And you guys will also be 40. I just want the points to be very similar. And in order for this to work, as we know before, we will bypass the blast for now. We will take that point, the group merge thingy, the group range thingy, and we will take the group range and actually increase it to the number that is correct, which is 10. Will give us 4 because there are 40 points. And now I will add a blast again. And here we have the blast, and the blast need to delete non-selected, and this one will be basically gone. And now we should be able to see the Boolean values with the same resolution basically, which is something cool. And what we need is to try around with the transform here, because I think we could rotate it the way we want and it should work this way, not in that way, but in this way, not in this way, but in that way. All right, so yeah, we have a nice rotation value here. Amazing. What we could do out of all of those stuff is make a new transform. Why not? Wait, make a new transform and it will be, let me check, transform exactly. We will spin it and we will look at it and we will start rotating it in the Z again to something like right there. And now we will scale this down. Actually, we will scale it up this way. And now we will take a new copy of this, paste right there. We will make a new transform of this right there and hook it up, right? So once this is hooked as such, now we will be able to change the scale again of each individual one, but we will hook it up right there. And now we'll be able to see we have different transform value, and again there, and we will change that right there to here, and then we will give them a merge, which will also be a boolean more or less, but a merge is anyway just adds to the thing, so we'll merge. We'll merge the things. Here we are, there we are, and view, and give me a viewport of this. I don't like that it's flipped. I wish there was a way to flip their normals other than rotating them, but let's rotate them anyway. I think it's one of those values that here needs to be changed. So this will be a 90. No, there will be a 180 then. All right, 180. Here we are. Now we have a nice value together. I just don't like that we have points there. Maybe a boolean would make more sense again. So let's take our chances and see what happens if we add a boolean just to try different things. One there and one here, and this will be union, and it will look like, let me see, you will go away. All right, and you will give us the surface, and you will give us a surface. And now I was wishing that the points will go away. Well, we will see how to get those points away eventually. Hopefully there's an easier way. For now, we'll pause. Alright guys, I was just on point where this will be explained. So cool. What we will do is definitely add a boolean and definitely add a merge. So we will add a merge here. Merge. Not you. Go away. We will add a merge. All right, merge with RG. All right, here we go. We first need to subtract the unnecessary points. This is how this works. And now from B to A, like we saw before, looking good. And now we'll put those here and the boolean here. And we should be able to have one mesh that is uninterrupted. However, I don't like that there are 2 points here. Maybe there's a way we could get them out of here. But yeah, let's see. So let's taste the fruits of our labor, so to speak. And now we will see if we extract. Wait, let's just be here. If we fully extract this now, fully extrude. Not extract, but extrude. We will see that we might face a problem now with the normals, but we will check that later. Let's see distance. All right, we have all right, so we have to be here, view it, and the normals are acting accordingly. So this will be one pillar, for example. We will do our own thing anyway. I really don't like that we have points from here, and I don't know where we're getting them. So that is something to fix, definitely. Well, if we think about it, what is the boolean here doing? Why is it not fixing the problem, right? So let's look into it. It is not fixing the problem because wait a second. What if we take that one here and we allow it to have an extrude back? Okay, so here we have one solid face, and here we have one solid face. Those are good. Those are great. We'll keep them. All right, so here you have it. We will continue learning and check what else is there to learn from. Exciting. This is very exciting. So what we will do, first of all, is to just make this a bit thinner, like as such here. What we will do now is we will group things, and to group things similar like in Photoshop, let me give you an example. Good. All right, so if you to group something in Photoshop, right, you have layer, you select this, control this, and group, and then you call this A, and then you group the other thing, right, and you call this B. Yep, this is how simple it is in Photoshop. In Houdini, you have to be able to understand what your nodes are doing, first of all, and then you would be able to group. So for example, we want the Boolean 1 to be in a group and the Boolean 2 to be in a separate group. So we will create a group right here, which is called a group, and we will put it right there. And most importantly, you need to name that group. So this Boolean operation will be called A. Which Boolean operation I'm talking about? Well, the very first one we made. Okay, so this one will be called A. And so if we take that group, copy paste, right? And oh my god, now we're suffering. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'll pause. Okay, so we've done something with the shortcuts that we shouldn't have done, but my lack of knowledge, of course, keeps me away. But good thing we saved our desktop, so we will just reload current desktop, and it should take a couple of seconds, and we should be able to go back to our to where we were, basically. So what we can see, let's separate this a little more for your eyes to be more relaxed. All right, so we see that this is A. Now it's called A. We could call it Boolean 1. Boolean 1, right? And or call it something makes more sense. More sense. Boolean inside, like just like that. And let's add a group again. Tab group, and here we are. And we will add it right there, and we'll call that group Boolean outside. All right, so Boolean outside. All right, so we have those, and now if we go inside of here, we see that there are two primarily groups, and we do that by middle mouse click, and we see that we have values here. We have two groups. All right, and now with the extrude itself, we could also see a bit of difference, I think, with extrusion, and that is that it could be separated by selection. I'm not sure, but let me give it a shot. If we select the select tool, here we go. If we double click on that, you see that it is capable of separating them. But if we bypass that and bypass that, we should not be able to select them, I think, or I'm not sure now anymore. Anyway, but you know, that's good to know for now. We will add another node that is called bevel, and we will add it right there. Pulley bevel, here it is. And in the pulley bevel, we could actually add edges. Wait a second, I guess from group there's a way where you could choose the group. All right, I missed it. It was it should have been here. So with the group, we can drop down and say we only want this to happen on the Boolean inside, for example. And now we could add the Boolean the bevel value, which could be like here, could be added from here. That's too much, of course, 0.1, like this, for example. And so now we're adding on the different booleans that we have. We're adding the values that we want to add. Asymmetry, let's keep that to 0.5. Let's see what else is there. Let's give this 3 divisions, for example. Why not? We could change its type from round to chamfer, which should give it a different side cut here, chamfer. Let's take this to 4 just to see the difference. Crease keeps it exactly the same. Solid, the same. No bevel, I guess. Chamfer should take it inside. inwards, and round should make it go outwards as such. Okay, and I guess you could manipulate the value, right? So if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, it wouldn't make much of a change. But if it was a round one, and now we could, here we go. Here we go. That is cool. We want that. I want this at least. So that's cool. We have a bevel. Things are looking well, you guys, and we can make this as big as we want. And we have the ability to even manipulate the boolean and everything else, and that is the beauty of proceduralism. I'll pause. We have 30 more minutes of stream, so basically I will I'll do my best to finish this up and wrap it up in 30 minutes. So let's see how fast we can go. All right, you guys. All right, just for fun, we will do something really cool. I actually really like it. We will add a copy to this. I feel like we should definitely add a transform here at one point and make it go upwards. Let's see. So transform looks cool. All right. And now let's hope it could actually transform it without losing any values. Let's view it. That's cool. So far it's good. Let's try this axis here. All right. This is looking good, you guys. Is it on the 0, 0? Yes, it is. And now if we add a copy out of that, so let's add a copy and copy and transform, exactly. And let's hook it up here and let's make like 5 and let's translate upwards. I think upwards is this way. Yeah. Okay, let's take the 0.01 and take it upwards as such. All right. And now we will view it just to see what we're doing. And this should create us this cool, like almost like a brick column, if you might. Yeah, so something like this. And we'll add as many copies as we would like, and we can make it as tall as we want. That is also the beauty of proceduralism, right? So the reason we're seeing a lot of like details here is because our shading could be changed to flat shaded only, and now we could see the actual column, the actual design. And yeah, it looks amazing. I really like it. Let's continue and squeeze more stuff in these 30 minutes. We still have 30 minutes. Okay, so let's go back. All right, I'll leave it right here, guys. There's really cool stuff going on. But we've worked really hard this week. We deserve a little break. And yeah, I'll just slide into the weekend a bit earlier. Thanks for watching if you're watching this on the YouTube. And thanks for joining the stream on Twitch. We stream every Monday till Friday from 9 until 15. That's the CEST, I think, timing. Check my Twitch just in case. All right, so if you haven't followed me, it will help with the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in episode 4, and that will be my participation in the Double Jump Academy workshop Houdini for games. Super duper excited for that one. Man, we'll be creating some cool stuff, and we will be learning tons of stuff as well. Cool. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for joining. All the best. Time to eat and go into the weekend and just rest my mind. All right. See you guys later. Bye. Doop, 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 doop.